Good day, everyone. We Group 5 will report the Part 3, the continuation of frameworks and principles behind our moral disposition. For topics and subtopics, we have justice and fairness, promoting the common good, the nature of the theory, distributive justice, egalitarian, capitalist, socialist, and Filipino moral philosophy. So first, we have justice and fairness, promoting the common good. So when we say common good, it is benefits of all or kaayuhan sa tanan. So this topic will focusing on promoting the common good. The nature of the theory. So what is justice? Justice is generally defined as fairness. It is the establishment or determination of rights in a society according to its rule of law or equity. It speaks about impartiality, no special treatment. So when we say impartiality, it is marked by justice. It is freedom from bias. So that is equal opportunity for everyone. Although justice is a global concept, the way it is understood varies from culture to culture. So why it is varies? So it is because our culture is the source of values, beliefs, traditions, and other bodies of knowledge from which we draw our views as to what is just. So maybe some other cultures, so this kind of action is just, pero sa atong culture is not. And nasa action nga just sa ato, pero sa uban, sa ilang culture is dili. Like for example, sa una, mga Egyptians naslay human sacrifice para sa god nila. So that is their culture, it is their beliefs. So and it is also their traditions. So para nila just to nila kay ilang mangialay tong tao sa ilang para sa ilang god, pero sa ato dili. So that is why all conceptions of justice are cultural. A good understanding of the frameworks that support it is important for the role it plays in maintaining social order. The famous Greek philosopher Plato proposed an early theory of justice in one of his dialogue, The Republic. Many other theories since they have risen to explain the concept of justice. So kani si Plato na siya gi-explain about the concept of justice. So nasa gitawag nga theory of justice by Plato. So ningon si Plato dito is justice is the quality of soul. So yana said to, in virtue of which men set aside the irrational desire to taste every pleasure and to get a selfish satisfaction out of every object and accommodated themselves to the discharge of a single function for the general benefit. So, unsa may pasabot ani? So, ningon si Plato dito that ang mga tao iset aside nila ang mga selfish action, mga bati nga bulahaton, and himuon sa mga tao ang mga mas makabuti sa tanan nga actions. So, that is what Plato contended sa iyang theory. So from the divine theory, natural law theory, and philosophies within the social contract tradition, wherein it is believed that justice is derived from the mutual agreement of concerned parties. So what is social contract tradition? And they believe that justice is derived from the mutual agreement of concerned parties. So when we say social contract, so it is where people live together in society in accordance with an agreement that establishes moral and political rules of behavior. So basically, so kita tanan, the society, so nagfollow ta ani nga tradition, social contract, because we live together in accordance with an agreement that establishes moral and political rules of behavior. So we believe that justice is derived from the mutual agreement of concerned parties. So it is justice result from everyone agreeing on something. Justice speaks about impartiality, meaning no special treatment, It speaks about every individual has equal opportunity and rights. So kita tang tanan natay opportunity and rights no matter what unsa atong gender, unsa atong social status, kitang tanan natay equal opportunity and rights. Next, we have distributive justice. So, what is distributive justice? So, from the word distributive or pag-distribute sa justice. So, distributive justice refers to the socially just distribution of goods to the society. This shows a huge amount of fairness in allocation of resources among diverse members of a community. The concept includes the available amounts of goods, the process by which goods are to be allocated, and the resulting allocation of the goods to the member of the society. So in simple terms, when we say distributive justice, it is the equal or fairness of allocation of resources in our diverse society. So Donaldson R. Forrest proposed 5 types of distributive justice. So first, we have equality. Everyone must be given an equal amount of reward or cost regardless of the input. This means that one who contributed 30% of the work should be given the same amount of compensation as the one who contributed 80% input. So next, we have equity. This opposes the principle of equality. The allocation of rewards or cost between the members is based on the amount of their input. So the larger the input, either time, money, or effort, the larger would be the amount to be given back. So unsa may karon aning duha, equality and equity. So we sometimes ma-confuse ta aning difference lang duha. So when we say equality, so for example, maghatag ta example, na kay gisugo nga bata pagpalit og pagkaon sa tindahan. So imo silang tagaan og suhol if igbalik nila. So pagbalik ang kaning duha ka bata gabitbit sila duha gabitbit og pagkaon. So sa concept sa equality, so everyone must be given an equal amount of reward or cost. So imong tagaan ang duha ka bata og suhol. So that is equality. Kay sila man duha gabitbit sa pagkaon nga imong gisugo. So sa concept sa equity, so katong duha ka bata pagbalik, ang katong isa ka bata ra may gabitbit sa tanang pagkaon nga imong gisugo, yang katong usa ni igo ra ni kuyog. So of course sa concept sa equity, ang katong bata nga kanang gabitbit sa pagkaon mo imong suhulan jud kaysa sa katong usa nga way gidala. So do you get the point, the difference between equality and equity? Kung ingon tag equality, everyone na equal amount of reward or cost regardless sa iyang nabuhat. And sa equity, katurang tagaan ang tao og reward nga mas dako og input kaysa sa tong gagmay. If kung gamay, so gamay. If kung dako, dako. And that is the difference of equality and equity. So for the power, this refers to the people who have the authority, power, or control over the group should receive a larger amount of reward over those in lower levels. So for example, sa trabaho natay gitawag nga CEO og employee. So asa may mas dako og power nila? So of course ang CEO. So since ang CEO mas dako mag-power or control over the group sa katong mga employee niya. So of course, if pagdating sa sweldo, ang CEO jud mas dako og sweldo kaysa sa employee. Next, we have need. Those who are in need should be given the resources need in order to meet their needs. These people should be prioritized than those who have already enough resources regardless of their input. So for example, ani katong pagbagyong Odette. So naman to'y ayuda no. So of course, kita mo tanan nanginahanglan. Pero nadyo'y mas nanginahanglan jud sa ayuda. So katong tao nga mas napiktuhan, like wala jud balay, so of course sila jud ang mas gitagaan og need mga resources kontra sa katong uban nga wala kay naapektuhan. So lastly, we have responsibility. This concerns that those people who already have the most shared amount should be give a part to those who have less. So best example ani kaning mga charity programs or mga kaning mga dato. So na sila kakayahan nga mohatag sa those mas lower level nila. So it is their responsibility nga motabang. So muna yung mga gibuhat sa mga charity programs. So tabangan nila tong mga loy kayo, katong may kaya. So mao na siya. So for the next topic, my other member will report this.
Egalitarian. Egalitarian, egal means equal. It is a doctrine or philosophical perspective that prioritizes equality, equal treatment along people in terms of gender, race, religion, economic status, and political beliefs. It opposes the income or distribution equality, the idea that contributed to the creation of different economic and political systems. Example, like bands, tribes are egalitarian societies. Some individuals in a tribe do some things, accumulate personal property, but not to the extent that other tribe members are deprived. Legal egalitarianism refers to the principle that everyone is subject to the same law. No matter what your standing is, upper class or lower class, you still have no special legal protection over the other. Even though you are a government official, once you committed a crime, you will still get the same sanction as what your lower people will get. Political egalitarianism supports the principle of democracy wherein every person has equal standing but with respect with the government power. This means that since you are a government official, you have the power and authority over the other. For example, principals have the authority over their teachers and staff to make choices for the school and grade. Economic egalitarianism refers to the principle of everyone has the right to collect or accumulate income. Hence, every individual has the opportunity to produce money within the system. This is where free market economy takes place. Free market economy refers to a system wherein the prices of goods and services are decided by open market and by consumers. In line with this, the state of government has only and little or no control regarding the law of forces in supply demand. And an example of legal egalitarianism is someone who believes that the maintenance of equality across a group of people fosters relations of solidarity and community among them, and is desirable for that reason qualifies as an egalitarianism.
So, capitalist. Capitalist is an economic system characterized by private or corporate owners of capital goods by investments that are determined by private decision and by prices, production and the distribution of goods that are determined mainly by competition in a free market. So, masyag like mga grocery stores la ina na nga mag-compete sila about sila mga sales baron or mga products or prices kay diha ay mga private man na sila nga company, so ihay sila pa gamayan na baron sa prices or padaganay sa production. Individual rights rule the capitalist ideal and implementation. Private individuals, small businesses, or organization and corporation make independent decisions about prices, production, and distribution of goods, ideally resulting in a self-regulating market. So, mura siya, iya na sa og rights sa pag-manifest silang prices sa about sila mga products. So, if ang uban kay like mga mahal kayo, so ang uban if ganan sila nga mas dagan sila og customer, so magpagamay sa sila sa iayahay sila og kan ba para padaganay sa sila og sales. Capitalist society is one that supremely values first private property rights. So it means nga kana nga property private ra na, so ilaha ra na rights nga ang kisay owner na property sila ra ang naay rights ana. Second is the enforcement of contracts. So dire na tabo ang like mga contracts, mag-contract ba karon or sa like dagan kay mo mga contract sa lain-lain lang nga para then and third, voluntary exchange. Capitalist supporters believe in several key points. Economic freedom leads to political freedom, and having a state-owned means of production can lead to federal overreach and authoritarianism. They view it as the only sensible way to organize a society, insisting that alternatives like socialism, communism, or anarchism are
Socialism is an economic system where everyone in society equally owns the factors of production, namely labor, entrepreneurship, capital goods, and natural resources. The ownership is acquired through a democratically elected government, while it could also be cooperative or a public corporation where everyone owns shares. Socialism ano siya ang public rather than private ownership or control of property and natural resources. Advantages of socialism. 1. Since workers own the means production, they are no longer exploited under the political ideology of socialism. All profits are spread justifiably among all workers according to his or her contribution, even those who can't work have their basic needs met for good of the whole. The system eradicates poverty, which means everyone has equal access to healthcare and education, as no one is discriminated against. The system eradicates poverty, kaning ensuring exclusive economic growth and reducing inequalities. Number 3, everyone works at what one best at what one enjoys. If society needs job to be done that no one wants, it offers higher compensation to make it worthwhile. 4. preservation of natural resources. Disadvantage of socialism. The reliability of cooperating nature of humans to work is the biggest advantages of socialism. It refutes those within society who are competitive, not cooperative. 2. Socialism doesn't reward people for being competitive and entrepreneurial as such as it won't be as innovative as capitalistic society. 3. The government that is set up to represent the masses may abuse its position to claim the power of itself.
May hapon yung tanan, ako din si Jason G. Cabardo, B92A. Modern example sa types of socialism, democratic socialism. The factors of production are managed by a democratically elected government. Revolutionary socialism. Socialism that will emerge only after capitalism has been destroyed in here. There is no peaceful road to socialism. Libertarian socialism. This assumes that the basic nature of people is rational, autonomous, and self-determining. Once the structures of capitalism have been removed, people will naturally seek a society that takes care of all because they see that it is the best for their own self-interest. Market socialism. The production is owned by the workers. They decide how to distribute among themselves. They will still exist production on the free market. Alternatively, it could be turned over to society, which will distribute it according to the free market. Green socialism. This type of socialistic economy highly values the maintenance of natural resources. It emphasizes public transit and locally sourced food. Its production focuses on making sure everyone has enough of the basics instead of consumer products one doesn't really need. Utopian socialism. This was more a vision of equality than a concrete plan. It will be achieved peacefully through a series of experimental societies. As Filipino moral philosophy, guys. Filipino virtue ethics is based on two foundational concepts in Filipino culture. The first is love, which can easily be misunderstood when it literally translated into English as inside, but which is better translated as relational will. And the second is kapwa, which is literally translated as other person but is better understood as together with a person. These serve as pillars for a special collection of virtues. Kagandahang loob, utang na loob, pakikiramdam, hiya, lakas ng loob, bahala na, which are not individualistic virtues in the same way as most of the cardinal virtues of the Western tradition, but are all directed towards the preservation and strengthening of human relationship.